Good evening, everybody, and thank you very much for making the time to come and listen to the group this evening. Joe's given us a special dispensation to probably run for about 30 minutes in our briefing. Just joking. I'm going to leave Greg to introduce himself, and I'll follow on.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gregory. Actually, Gregory Andries, but everyone calls me Greg in the circle. After Gordon, you mentioned the name Greg. I'm the principal of Vissershok Primary School. That school is about 7 kilometers outside of Durbanville in the rural area, and about 6.5 kilometers from the N7 that travels towards Manosbury. The reason I gave my quote in Afrikaans because I'm actually from Oudtshoorn, and that's an Afrikaans town, and my home language is Afrikaans, so bear with me if I made a few mistakes in my English presentation, but I'll try my best. We have about 610 learners at Vissershok Primary School with about 17 teachers, including the grade R teachers. We were 16, but thanks to my circuit managers here tonight, Mrs. Horn. Thanks to Mrs. Horn for applying for an extra post for the 61 learners that we had in grade 6. And we were a bit worried about the systemic test that is coming in October. So thank you very much again, Mrs. Horn. Most of the learners come from the area, the Noon, that's just across the N7. Only a few percentage of them, say about 1 or 2% of them, are from the rural area surrounding the school. And I am principal there since 2005, it's about 12 years. And I'm principal. I started in 1994 as post-level 1 teacher, and just about 2 or 3 years later became HOD, and just a few years after that I became principal of Vissershok Primary School. I'm currently at.
Me. Thanks, Greg. My name's Gordon McMillan, and I work for Inmarsat, a British-based satellite communications company. And we'll come on to why both of us joined PFP in a minute. But what I'd like to do first of all is just play a short video clip that will just give you a sense of what Vissershok Primary School is like, because it's not like any of the other schools in this circle.
Received a telephone call from Mr. Ernest Moore the other day, and he asked me if I was interested in joining Partners for Possibilities. I thought, what was that? And I said yes. He said he made an appointment, so he came to school and explained to me everything that the partnership is all about. And like the previous pair said, we also see dollar signs. There's a big partnership going on now. The school needs money, and maybe there's some funds that's going to come our way. But he explained to me about the leadership strategies that there are and what we can learn, how to manage a school, how to interact with your community around your school. Because some of the problems that I have at school with the community, because our school is situated in the rural area, about 7 kilometers from the Noon also. So we face very difficulties to get parent involvement at our school. So that was one of the things that he explained to me what the partnership is all about, and that I'm going to be involved with a business partner, and that we are going to share our own strategies to each other just to do the partnership between us. Okay.
Basically, Gail said to me, do it or else. No. I have a very busy job, and we have a very full family life, and that's fantastic. But I actually wanted to do something else additional, which, you know, for me was meaningful and it was significant. And so I became aware of the PFP program, obviously through Gail, because she was working very closely with Louise from fairly on in the beginning of our time in Africa. And what I liked about it, what I was attracted to about it, was that it was a strategic and far-reaching program that it has an impact, you know, way into the future. I also felt that I had the skills and had the experience from my 30-odd years of working to make a contribution to the PFP program, and that's really why I wanted to join the program. But as we move on, I'd just like to now just give a sense of what life was like before PFP for both Greg and for me. Over to you.
That photo was taken in 1991. I was first year student at Southgate College in Oudtshoorn. At first I was a very shy person to speak in front of people, to let my voice heard at principals, meetings and conferences. I was always quiet in meetings, always listening to the other people, how they share their experiences and stuff. And now with my experience at Partners for Possibilities, I've got more confidence to stand up in front of a crowd. And what was good for me was to interact with my fellow colleagues, the other principals and business people. When we had that rounds that we had to speak about the school and about this and all the topics that we had. So I became very much more confident and comfortable to stand in front of a crowd. I'm a bit nervous tonight because this is a different but there's always a first, so I feel much more comfortable now.
Thanks, Greg. Gail and I arrived in South Africa in 2013 when we moved here from Europe. And I've been dragging her around Europe and other places for 20-odd years. So she came home and I came to a new country. And I came into a very, very busy job. A lot of travel around Africa and Middle East and Europe and so on. And frankly, I wasn't paying an awful lot of attention to what was going on in my backyard. What was happening at home in South Africa and the community here. That wasn't something I was paying attention to. There was quite a lot of family visits from KZN, so I was quite busy dealing with that at home. Everybody wanted to come to Cape Town when we moved here. But beyond that, I wasn't really paying much attention to things. So PFP gave me an opportunity to lift my head above the immediate concerns of my job and what was going on, at home, with the family. And it's given me an opportunity to actually influence, potentially, the lives of a lot of people going on into the future. And for me, that's the most significant and most amazing thing about PFP. So I'm quite delighted, frankly, to be involved in it. What I'd like to do now is just move on and just give Greg and I a chance to talk a little bit about how our partnership is going.
Me and Gordon has a very good relationship. I'm actually glad that he was supposed to be my partner because he's a very good-hearted person, he's a good listener, and he likes to share most of his experiences with me. He likes to ask questions, a lot of questions about the school setup. Gordon is from England and I'm from South Africa, so the school setup is a bit different. So I had to explain some stuff to him that's happening at our schools. And he asked about the whole school evaluation, he asked about documents of the school, so he wanted to be involved in our school setup. And he learned also about systemic tests and our school evaluation. Everything that the school principal has to go through. You know what I mean, principals? But we have a very good relationship. Gordon always makes me feel comfortable when he walks into my office or I walk into his office at his workplace. I'm actually lucky because I only travel in the afternoons through Durban, so I have to pop into his office. He normally comes out to our school to have a meeting about stuff that we must discuss. But he said that he is going to continue the partnership between Vissershok Primary School and Vissershok, and that's a very good sign.
Thanks, Greg. So as Greg says, we hit it off pretty well. We were very soon going out to dinner in Lani restaurants, as you can see, and I was introducing Greg to all my friends. But then, actually there's no but then, we've built a fabulous relationship. It's a really firm foundation, actually, for us to continue working in partnership, as Greg has just said. So we can continue to work to develop and help the school and work on doing things for the staff and the SGB and the community. So for us, you know, we're in a fabulous place in our relationship. PFP has been a fabulous program, and one of the things that we wanted to share with you really was the impact of the program on Greg and on me. And what I did to try and help get that across this evening was to just talk to a couple of the teachers in Greg's team and just ask them, you know, what was the impact of PFP on Greg? How has Greg changed over the last 12 months? And just a couple of short videos to follow here, which will share their feedback with you.
I was also a principal that didn't really listen to problems that some of the parents or some of the teachers had. But after what I've learned at that workshop, you have to listen to the person that's sitting opposite you or that's standing next to you that has a problem, and look for a solution in that problem. Listen to what the person is saying and try to give a solution to that person's problem. Try to resolve that problem with that person and not only just chuck that person away. Sometimes the teachers come into the office, you really don't listen to what the problems also are. And I've learned to listen to their problems also, and so that we can resolve also their problems, what they have at our school. That is one of the main things that was in this workshops.
I think PFP is not just about, you know, the partnership between the two of you either. PFP is about the community of practice, the rest of the partners, the whole of the PFP and the Symphonia for South Africa team. I think what that has done for me over the last 12 months, it's opened my eyes significantly to some of the socio-economic challenges that this country, my adopted country now, is facing. So, you know, for me, our intention is to live here. My intention is to live here for the foreseeable future, and so I feel quite significantly compelled and motivated to try and do something about the issues that are here in this country as it struggles to improve and to move forward. So that's why I'm a really strong advocate for PFP. When I talk to other people, it's why I'm a participant in the program. And it's also why Inmarsat sponsored 4 programs in this particular circle to try and make that difference. So, you know, for me, the impact on me has been quite significant in the last 12 months, and I'm looking forward to going forward. I think we've just got a couple of more slides left. I'm conscious of the time. We want to talk a little bit about the courses. So Greg, maybe you can touch on that.
Spoken about the center, what about?
Yeah. Time to think.
Two
Yeah.
people thinking together, not just one person, but 2 people thinking together. And there must be a conversation between the 2 people, not just one speaking and the other one listening, but there must be a conversation.
I think I'd just echo what was said earlier as well. You know, Ardi mentioned that the courses that were run were really fabulous. They were very, very, very good courses. And I know that everybody in the room that participated in them benefited from them. For me, they were good in that they reinforced for me a number of the leadership principles and the experience that I've had the good fortune, frankly, to be exposed to in my 30 years of work. But it also really, those courses, in hearing what people said, and the principles in particular, it helped me to really fully realize how significantly critical leadership is to the success of a principal of a school, frankly, about which I knew nothing before I started this program. So for me, these courses were really very, very useful indeed.
Listen, I also experienced good things from other principals also. I didn't know that other principals have the same challenges and problems that I have, but it was good to work in the circle, to listen to other principals, to see where they come from, how their school, where the schools are, and the learners of that schools. So that was also very interesting for me to be part of PFP. And I've learned something from Rosewood about the staff room. I let my 2 grade art teachers made cupcakes to put against the wall for the birthdays. So I've learned something from your school. Thank you very much for that.
So I think as we wrap up on the last slide, you know, what does the future look like? And as Greg's already said, and I've said, you know, we're not going to stop here at 12 months. We fully intend to keep going, and I fully intend to continue to work with Greg And in that, I'm very thankful for the support that Debbie Horn, the circuit manager, and Greg's boss is giving us to enable us to continue with that work. So thank you, Debbie. The future will be fruitful, and it will be collaborative, and it's going to be about teamwork. Because you've heard from a number of the principals and the number of the partners around the room that they're going to continue, and we're going to continue as a team. You know, the partnerships that are able to continue, we will continue to meet, and we've organised to do that, you know, with the first meeting in May. So CT16 is alive and kicking, and we'll be continuing to move forward. I think there's going to be things that will happen for both of us that we can't possibly predict, but what I do know is that as we move forward, we're going to make a difference together for Vissershok, you know, for the staff and for the pupils. So from my side, the future is really positive. Greg, maybe just finish off from your side.
What it said that we are going to continue our, not partnership, but our relationship, because it's not a partnership that is continuing, but a relationship between us is going to continue. And I think that we have more time then, because it's a lot of
MTN
overseas, and I'm busy with meetings and conferences and workshops. I think we will make more time this year after the Partners for Possibility to see each other. I just want to thank people, Mr. Moore. I just want to thank you for making Vissershok part of PFP. Yes.
Yeah, Louise. Sorry, yeah. Sorry. Didn't know who you meant. Okay. I want to just, on behalf of the whole of CT16, and I'm sure you'll echo my words, all of you in the partnership and the circle, to give Joe a really big hand and a really big thank you. Because I think you'll agree she's been fabulous. So we're going to miss you as we continue, unless you feel like joining CT16 brackets one. No. Okay. Anyway, over to you. Thank you.